Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move! LeBron James with no regard for human life. 12 seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing? Welcome to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. We got, Shaq and D-Wade over here, 06 style. Just me and Mike today. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm good. Have no complaints on this side. How about you, man?
I'm good. I'll be Fat Shaq, and you'll be D-Wade.
All right, I mean...
And, effective, much like I am in real life, I'm effective but big and slow, so...
I mean, it's work. I think you're taller than me anyway, so I think the analogy works.
And you're definitely faster than me, so it's just like the analogy just keeps working on levels. Well, we hope everybody's having a good quarantine week. I'm going to coin that term, quarantine week.
Solid.
It can mean a day or a month, whatever amount of time it's been. But we got a good episode today. We're going to be looking at some releases for the most part that are not Jordan brand. We typically have like a Jordan release schedule type thing, but a couple shoes coming out here in the coming weeks, month, that really kind of caught our eye. So we're going to be looking at various pairs of shoes. But before we dive too far into that, we got a couple things here. We're going to start off with a review. We're officially over 100. We're at 140. So, only 96 more to 200. Keep that in mind. But this one comes from Triple Sticks, not six, but Sticks. And a 5-star review, he said, I really enjoy the podcast. I have been listening to you guys for about 6 months, and I will say you're what's missing to me and a lot of other podcasts. Solid history. Between today's broadcast and an article I read about Tinker's pitch to MJ after he hurt his ankle and was thinking about leaving Nike, I was convinced I need more history, more storylines, etc. Love the threes as a poor teenager. I shared a pair with my cousin, and it's crazy to me how we almost didn't get that shoe. Keep up the good work, and I plan on following you dudes as well on IG. Peace and stay safe.
That's what I'm looking for. Like, we actually hit a nerve with somebody in a good way. Like, brought him back to his childhood, and it goes full circle to where he is now. So that's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Triple Sticks, that's a really good review. Thanks for sharing your own story. I think a lot of us can connect with that. Hearing something, and it makes you think about something you had with your kid when you were a kid. That's half of the fun of owning and collecting or wearing shoes, is just the nostalgia aspect. So I really hope you got a pair of the 2018 Black Cements. And yeah, man, you just got to think about, like, you know, how fortunate you are, and, you know, it's like perspective, and keep everything, you know, try to keep everything positive, because, you know, he shared shoes with his cousins, and I'm sure there's not, he's not the only person out there who's doing that or has had to do that. And it's just, you know, never take for granted, you know, if you have one pair or 100 pair or 1,000 pairs, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just, you can love sneakers without having a million pairs. Yeah, I hope everyone knows that. Like, it's just easy to do. You just appreciate what they are. So if you share them or you don't, keep loving shoes, man.
It's very easy to get caught up in seeing, you know, sneaker celebrity X or influencer Y picking up every single thing and being like, damn, I don't have those, or I need to go buy these instead of, you know, maybe paying an obligation in life, whatever it might be. This always keeps stuff in perspective. You know, and yeah, I'll get off the soapbox. We'll go into a more positive note here. We haven't talked about what we've been rocking and what we've been what we plan on copping, or what we have copped in a while. So, Mike, let's start off by a shoe. It doesn't have to be what you wore today. We'll make this kind of all encompassing. So, like, what's a shoe you've been rocking, or a couple of shoes you've been rocking?
Oh, a couple I've been rocking right now. It's kind of been like a plethora, and they're all like been in my house, like just walking around. I've been rocking my Airmore Tempos USAs. I know me and Robbie both got lucky on those not too long ago. Been rocking my pair of crazy BYW Pharrell Williams. They caught them on crazy sale. And probably just my Jordan 1 lows, because they're easy to slip on, slip off if I'm just like running to a mailbox or something. The black toe pair.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think, since I asked you that question, what the name of the Adidas I've been wearing are. But man, they escape me, because, you know, they're the kind of shoes I took out of the box, and as they hang in behind the back, you know, behind the back of the door.
Yep.
In the beater area.
Is your Oswego's?
Yes.
I remember you talking about those. That's the only reason I remember that. I was like, why do I know this?
Yeah. My $35 pickup from Adidas.com.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm not mad at that at all. Those sales have been fantastic.
Yeah, man, got these months ago, but they're so comfortable. I really enjoy wearing them. Still wearing a lot of ons. I ran my most quick 5K ever. And
nice.
Keep in mind, I normally run like a wounded animal. And even more on another level, I only run when chased. So both of those changed yesterday. I ran it in 38 minutes, and I felt super proud of myself.
Nice, man. That's what's up. I was gonna ask you, do we need to like hire like a tiger trainer to chase you? Do we need to get old Tiger King out there,
right, and
just let one loose on you?
Maybe for me, it's more like a horse. You have to like put like a carrot over my head, hanging over my head, and just keep me running. It's funny because like I always told myself, like, how far would you have to run straight for a free pair of Red Octobers? If someone like made that bet with you, I think I would run. Keep in mind, I just said a 5K was super hard. I'd run a half marathon.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do at that point. I mean, I'm just asking how far you need me to run. Like, can I have water in between? Like, or breaks? What can I do to get these?
Right. And the last shoe I've been rocking a lot. Shout out to all the slide boys out there. A lot of slides. And I got these like $15. They're 10 to $15 Adidas rubber slides. Bought 2 pairs of them. They're super crappy, but they are great for just going to the storage unit in my building or going down to check the mail. I'm going to the gas station across the street. Normally, I am adamantly against slides in public, but chef's kiss to the slide.
Sandal boys.
All right. Do you wear slides?
Yeah, every so often. More like around the house. I have 1 pair of Nike slides I've been beating for, God, it has to be close to about 3-4 years now. Same ones. I just don't believe in buying them until they break.
So listeners, please answer me this question either in a review or a direct message or on Twitter. Do you think you get a fit off when you wear slides? Like, let's say you bought a pair of like the Air Max slides I saw on sale a couple days ago. It was like an Air Max 90 slide or one of the millions of Jordan retro themed slides. Do you wear those and like think you're getting a fit off? I'm not asking that like to be a dick, but like, do people consider that like, all right, I'm going to base my outfit around these Air Max 90 slides?
I have never done that. That was like last resort. It's like, oh crap, I'm in a hurry and I got to go to the store for something out of my normal routine. But typically, don't leave the house when I'm on.
I mean, people who wear like San UK or like Tiva Sport sandals or Keens, maybe they're not like really thinking about getting their fit off. But, you know, slippers like slides, you know, thongs, flip-flops, whatever you want to call them.
Worst shoes ever. No offense to anybody, but worst shoes ever.
People like, you know, plan their pink polo shirt and the cargo shorts to match those leather sandals. So help us out here. Is that a thing? Tell us if you base your outfits around slides.
Well, I did go to the grocery store about a week ago, saw this guy straight up all black fit, you know, black mask covering, black snapback, black nice tee, black, you know, ripped denim, black socks with those weird Yeezy slides. I'm like, he put his fit around these sandals or his sandals around his fit, whatever, but it was planned.
That's a fit. I would consider the Yeezy sandal, the slide. I would say if you own those, you know you're going to try to get that off.
You have to, right? Like that's a planned action at that point. It's not like, oops, I forgot my shoes.
You stumble across a pair of Jordan 13 slides. You don't accidentally stumble across those Yeezys. You know,
exactly.
It doesn't really happen like that. But you know, there's 2 parts to this question: rocking and copping. What have you been buying? Have you been trying to lay off? Like, what is your purchasing methods?
So it is I go in hot and cold spurts. Cold is like, all right, cool, I'm gonna lay off, don't need anything. And then once you hit the little spark, once it hits the embers, all hell breaks loose. So I have the things I've been rocking. I mean, the up-tempos were a gift from my wife along with the LeBron 17 black infrareds for our anniversary. So I got those 2. Bought a pair of Carhoos. You guys probably saw me do a review on not too long ago. Again, just deep discount. Couldn't pass up. The Pharrell crazy BYW level X from Kith for $65 from the normal $250 price point. Air Jordan women's OG. I mean, I got them for a discount as well. Like, I bought nothing for full price. And that's what was my downfall because I kept seeing sales and they were just so easy to pull the trigger on. But there's just too much coming out right now. I mean, we're going to get into that a little bit later, but good God, the world's starting to get back to normal a little bit, you know, a smidgen. And so these sneakers are releasing and they're trying to get rid of old stock as well. So it's just for addicts like us, it is not a good day.
Yeah, I saw one of the homies post a story of him at like a Champs and everything had the red tag on it.
Oh, I won't go to Champs because I'm not going anywhere, but I like where they're doing. Right.
I mean, so that's why sales exist, is to lure you in. So it's definitely a temptation. And I too have fell into the temptation a little bit. That Kith sale was crazy. You sent the link to that, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah. We sent it out on both the Sitting Treasures and the Sneaker History Twitter, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a lot of good stuff. I got the LeBron 7 Christmas for $100.
might as well be free.
Yeah, I mean, might as well be. That shoe sat. It's funny how maybe it's because it's Christmas and a lot of people don't think they can wear that shoe year round. Myself included. I'm not going to lie. That will only be worn in December. But like, I would think any LeBron 7 would do well. That one colorway in particular, almost in every single size, sat in various locations.
Yeah. And I think Concepts had it for 100 even. Yeah, Concepts had it for 100 even. I want to say Feature Mate had it as well, that same price range. So it wasn't people. I guess the people really wanted it got it when it came out, but the rest of the stock just hung out.
I mean, I tried to get them, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get them on sneakers, and then they were just everywhere else. I don't quite remember, but you know, I said this a million times. I'm a big LeBron 7 fan, so I plan on buying up whatever I can for a reasonable price. And for $100, I could not say no. What else have I been buying? Oh, I got the clay green Air Jordan 1s.
What? When'd you get that?
On like last week. I didn't tell you yet, I guess. Bought them from the Stadium Goods 15% off sale. Got them for $300 flat.
I can't lie. That's a pretty solid price because that one didn't release in the States, did it?
I think it did.
Okay.
Either way, though, StockX has them selling for like $380, and then they're around $400 normally. So to get them for $300 on that 15% off, it was an easy cop. And above that, I know a lot of people, you know, will shy away from Stadium Goods because, you know, their prices are higher. But in my eyes, if you're going to buy a shoe like a more limited Jordan 1, you have to keep in mind that there are millions and millions of fakes of any Jordan 1 for that matter. I mean, if anything that there could be value on, there's a fake of it. So I don't feel comfortable, 100% confident, I should better say, buying that shoe from like a StockX or GOAT just because, you know, everybody's human and they have to get through a lot of shoes at one time. And there's some, you know, there's some issues going on with COVID, especially with like StockX. You can look up that research on your own. But Stadium Goods, you know, they really are, them and Flight Club, if they sell a fake, their reputation's fucked. So I feel very confident buying from local boutiques with established staff and Stadium Goods and Flight Club. Like, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And yeah, that 15% off really took the edge off price-wise to buy from Stadium Goods. So next time they do those kind of sales, they do 10 to 15% off. I want to say every couple months, like major holidays.
Yeah.
I highly recommend looking through there. So I saw gold bullet, gold medal, whatever you want to call it, Air Max 97s, dead stock, and they were all $250.
What? You sent me, you know what? That when you bought that, that's when you must have sent me that coupon. I saw it come through my email. I was like, what is this? I thought it was spam at first. I'm like, no, it's from Robbie. And it was like, you sent me a 15% off deal or $15 off, whatever it was.
Yeah, I was trying to lure you in.
Yeah, I saw that.
For every happy come up story, there's a sad one. The clay greens were an afterthought. I tried to buy a no box pair of Origin Story Spider-Man 1s, and they were $440, and that shoe was like $700 in my size. So I was like, oh shit, let me get that right now, add it to my cart, go to checkout, and it was gone because I had it. I kept going back and forth. I was like, do I want to spend that on a pair of 1s right now? Not really. I kept going back and forth about the price. Then I was finally like, bro, they're never going to get down this low again from right now. Go buy them. And they were gone. So I tell everybody, you think long, you think wrong. So I thought too long about it, man. And they were gone.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. Trust me, I'm in the same boat. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. When I had that issue with the LeBron 16 Atmos, the Safari pack.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. It's a decent price. I mean, it was a little above retail. It was like $175, $190. I'm like, I was going to go pull the trigger. for some reason they spiked and like no size are left. I'm like, who decided this was a cool shoe again? What happened?
The people did.
The people got me.
I'm kidding.
The people caught me slipping. That's what happened.
Yeah, it's the same way you say like, oh, the community made the Chunky Dunkys cool. It's like, nah, fam, that's a lie.
Resale made the sneaker cool.
I mean, so before we go into our main story, I have one little tangent to go on that I had between myself and a friend and a direct message. I didn't want to put it out there right away. But what sucks about sneakers now, I'm going to get on my old man pedestal here. What sucks about sneakers now is that back in the day, like, I didn't have to be told that the Tiffany Dunks were something. The two dudes sitting next to me in history class in high school told me that shoe was cool. Like, the people told me that. Like, word of mouth told me that. Like, forums told me that. Like, legitimately, the community set a basis of want. And I would categorize that as organic hype, like where legitimate consumers of said product are ecstatic about a release. That can be anything. That could be, you know, the rise of Skywalker. If you want to go into Star Wars, like, if you're really about that Star Wars life and you're okay with how the last three movies kind of went, like, you're stoked as hell to know that movie's coming. Like, you planned that whole day around the release, you know, that Thursday night, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. viewing of that movie. And shoes are the same way. But, like, new things like the Chunky Dunky in particular, like, we were told to think that shoe was cool. Like, we're a sneaker blog, so I can't, like, look myself in the mirror and not look stupid a little bit. But, you know, it's just like every outlet tells you that's the new sauce. Like, that's the new hotness. Like, there's so many external forces shaping opinion, and that's just marketing 101. Like, you want to shape opinion to have people buy your product and to want your product. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not the same with Dunks, because now that shoe has the right or has the audacity to be $1,800 on resale when there's legitimate, like, grails. And maybe the Chunky Dunky is the grail of a million different people out there. That's cool. I'm sorry for throwing shade at your taste. I'm not meaning to do that. But I think anybody who is passionate about sneakers, or has been passionate about sneakers for a long time, looks at that shoe. And if you gave them the option of buying that shoe for $100 and they could make $1,800, they're probably going to go flip that and buy an old Dunk. Like, buy something that has street value, like organic street community rooted hype. That makes sense?
Oh, I'm 100% with you, because that shoe is absolute and utter trash to me. And you guys don't hear me say that too often. I'm the person who probably likes way too many things on the show, but I thought this show was absolute trash. Did I try to buy it? 100%, because just what Robbie said. If I can spend $100, flip it for $1,800, buy one or two things on one, and put money in the bank, that is just a smart business move at that point, because a bunch of goofballs out here are literally trying to buy an ice cream carton shoe. I mean, I'm all up for, like, cool, like, funky colors and stuff, but I guess maybe I'm just not a big enough Ben & Jerry's fan to care. But y'all are out here cold tripping if you think you should spend $1,800 on a Ben & Jerry's shoe. And if that's your grail, cool. I'm not ever going to judge what people like and don't like, because that's the beauty of the sneaker game. Everyone likes something different. But I am sure you could spend half the cost and get something way doper.
There's nothing more factual than what you just said. I would buy that shoe for $100. I did the same thing. I tried. I had 3 different accounts trying to get that shoe, and I was going to try to buy it, sell it, and then buy a pair of Union Ones.
And you still would have come out with probably a couple dollars afterwards, because Union Ones are about $1,200 to $1,500 right now.
Oof. I mean, they're like 15, 16, 17.
You could have bought lunch afterwards.
It hurt. It hurts my heart. I could have bought them at like 900. I was like, God damn it.
Which is still insane, but, you know, It shows a perception of the shoe, man.
And it's funny because the Union 1, I would argue, is a shoe of the people, because any collector or historian or someone that has the audacity to send messages underneath the name of sneaker history on Instagram should know how 1985 Jordan 1s have aged around the collar. And just like that idea was so novel, I would say is so novel to have that old feel on a completely new feel. I mean, so 80% of the shoe is new, 20% is old looking. And that's just a crazy concept, especially with like Virgil and all these deconstructed shoes and all these like hyper modern shoes. To have literally old mixed with the new on an old model with just some insane materials. I mean, any real head's going to be behind that shoe. I'm sure many other people tried to cop that at retail like I did and just struck out, and that's the way it goes. But no one had to tell me that shoe was cool. I saw that and I was like, holy crap, that's a really good looking shoe.
Yeah. And it's funny. I'm kind of scrolling through Instagram as we're talking. I just put the hashtag Chunky Dunky, and it's funny. Everyone has like, so first of all, it's barely anybody with pictures with the shoes on their feet. It's more people just holding them up.
No one.
But, oh yeah, dude, you can't wear the shoe, and the people who are wearing it are sitting very, very still. They're trying to hide their lace bags, and they're still factory lace to where they can still flip this bad boy as DS. So it's kind of hilarious. I mean, there's one person. Let's see here. Nope, this is Ben and Jerry's account. There's one person skating in them. I think that was it Deshaun Jordan? So I mean, his were free. Yeah. If someone can convince me in the comments that you're actually wearing a shoe on a daily basis and that you actually like it, please do. I am here for the conversation.
Crickets. No one responds to
it. As I expected.
But I don't know. It's just I don't want to say it's a shame. It is what it is. Do it for the gram. Make your money. Yeah. I'm never against people making money. I tried to make money off it. Damn it. So
yeah, I'm saying here.
It's just why we were all trying to make money off of it is kind of silly. So hype, not hype, sponsored, co-branded, collaborated, all those kind of things come up in our main topic here. We're going to be talking about various releases here that have caught our eye. No particular order, because I want to do the Flint 13s last, or else that'd be like the first shit we talk about. But a little mixed bag out there. So I'm going to start off. We were just talking about hype and what culture and sneaker blogs make cool. And it's the release that comes out today when you're probably listening to this episode, hopefully. Friday the 29th, the Travis Scott Air Max 270 React.
Mm-hmm.
What's your first reaction to hearing that full name of that shoe?
First reaction is all y'all that hated on the OG Air Max 270 React, I don't want to see y'all buying it, but I don't care. But really, I hear is that Travis Scott is a full force machine for Nike, that he can put his name on literally anything. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Monarch next that sells, out in the blink of an eye. It's insane. Like his buying, or would it be his buying power or selling power? I guess his selling power is just ridiculous. Like these kids, hell, these adults just flock to him like nobody's business, man. He just puts out a product that people want.
Yeah, and it's like Supreme has misses when it comes to Nike collab. It happens. Comme des Garçons, there's a lot of unfavorable collaborations out there. But everything Travis does, to your point, is gold. Mm-hmm. And it sells instantly. Hype is high. Everything is just right with him. And I credit that to him and his type of music, his brand of hip hop, being able to hit a lot of different avenues and not feel out of place. He could do the Super Bowl. He could do Fortnite. He could do The View, the morning talk show. Like Travis Scott can make anything lit, and power to him. We've all seen the videos of him in like 2013, rapping to like 18 people. You got to start somewhere. So I'm for it. I'm going to try to buy it just so I can sell it and buy another Travis Scott shoe. I'm a huge fan of his music. I really, really like Travis Scott. I saw him live once, and when Birds in the Trap came out, and that was just a fantastic concert. I love his energy. I've had zero luck in buying any of his shoes. I almost bought the Air Force One off of the Real, the like crazy pattern one. They had it for $525, but I was like, I don't want to spend $500 on it right now. So I'm gonna try to get it and then buy an Air Force One instead, just so I can have a Travis Scott shoe. But they're cool. I think they really fit into what the 270 set out to be. It's never once told anybody that it's a running shoe. It's a lifestyle Air Max. And the Air Force One's a lifestyle shoe. Jordan Retro's lifestyle shoes. The Jordan 33, that's not a lifestyle shoe. That's why that shoe didn't do so hot. But the 270, I feel like, much like his music, fits into a lot of different lanes. A lot of people enjoy that shoe. You could find it at any store. I believe the traditional 270 without the React is still one of the best-selling Air Max or Nike models on the market, if not one of the best-selling shoes on the market.
Number 2 after the Tianjun.
It's just it fits. I think once they start doing stuff that doesn't fit, it'll be a little corny, but we have not hit that point yet.
No, it's crazy. I mean, he's hit every shoe on the head, which has been insane. Even I was looking at the 33 just now on Goat. Even that one saying it didn't hit like the others is still over $300 a pair, and 33s went on deep discount. So that says a lot, considering the model wasn't critically acclaimed.
It's still retailed like $225 though, $220. So it's only like $100.
Okay. No, well then never mind.
Yeah. I saw him at Buffalo Exchange worn for like $250, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Damn, they're getting smarter. Back in the day, those would have been like $50 at Buffalo Exchange,
right? They would have been what we call in the movie industry cannon fodder, or an anime too. Some people got to get Madara's got to kill a lot of people to show how badass he is. So there has to be fodder on the field.
Oh my god!
So the next shoe you recommended, and a lot of the models become fodder. It's the Pharrell Human Race Boost You Wear X for 10 or Extreme. I'm not 100% sure. I'll let you tell me. But Pharrell is, I would say, the opposite of Travis Scott right now. When he came in with Adidas, everything was heat. Now they've done so many. We have Pharrell Fatigue. You can get various Human Race shoes on deep discounts. Some of them have held their value, but we know there's only like 8 of those out of 50.
Yeah.
So tell me how excited you are for this Boost You Wear. I know you like that line a lot.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, I really like the Boost You Wear. They are very different, but very familiar at the same time, if that makes sense, because it is kind of like paying homage to that old feet you wear. But you're 100% right on the fatigue. I think if they would just, I don't know. I think Pharrell has done all he can do for Adidas. Not saying that as a knock to Pharrell, but I'm saying that too. That's what the Adidas catalog has given him to work with. When he first came out, spit and fire. Like, he could do no wrong. He came out with a collection of 60 superstars in various colors. His NMD pack, Boost You Wear basketball shoes, and then he recently came in with the 4D Human Race that were way too expensive for their own good. With $400, they're a discount most places for $200 and lower. I don't know. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and maybe give him some of the ZX models to see if we can do something with those. I think that would be a great silhouette for him because he does use a lot of color, uses a lot of different materials for layering. So I think if they gave him like a ZX 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, I think that would be a great stray from the norm of what people are seeing. Because right now, nothing's going to move except for really hardcore Pharrell fans who have deep pockets because the shoes aren't cheap. Like, I'm a fan, but I like to wait till it goes on sale because I know now I can get them at a discount.
There really isn't a place for Pharrell to go at this point. So, like, maybe they do just kind of have to maybe not sever ties, but it's go on a nice long hiatus because releasing more isn't going to solve the sale problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're just adding more to the confusion or to the to the product. So that's an interesting situation. And will Travis Scott get there at some point? We don't know. Drake, didn't nearly hit the number of releases as Pharrell did, but the Drake hype train did slow down with the Jordan line. So Jordan brand smartly stopped making those damn shoes. And so, I mean, we'll have to see with that. It's a very interesting take on where collaborations can go once the releases feel a little oversaturated.
Yeah.
So, our next shoe is definitely not oversaturated. We probably only get the Air Trainer 3, every 4 or 5 years. I think the last one I can think of is the Bo Jackson. There's a couple of Jackson one. There was one with him like on a horse, right?
It sounds about right. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was like him, like polo, but like it wasn't. It was pink. Man, that's an about it. I'll look it up here if we start talking about the shoe more. But I'm referring to the Viotech trainer. Originally debuted back in 2002. Haven't seen it in a hot minute. It's that, gorgeous pink and yellow. I think it's a perfect time to release a shoe with that colorway for the spring. And bright colors have been continually popular. But just the Air Trainer 3 is just one of those really iconic 1990 Nike training shoes that didn't really have Bo Jackson's name directly tied to it, but everybody knows they're the Bo Jackson trainers. Other popular colorways, like the Medicine Ball. There's a Super Bowl Bo Jackson one. That was not the one I was referring to earlier. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this. It's not particularly a colorway for me. The Air Trainer 3 I was referring to earlier was the Bo Nose Horse Racing.
Ah, there you go.
Right, I know it's on the tip of my tongue, and that shoe released in 2014, I believe. So, yeah.
Man,
how do you feel about this new release? How do you feel about the Viotechs?
I love them. I personally, I think it's a beautiful looking sneaker. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen with them. This is in one of those weird spaces I can't tell if it's going to sell out or sit because I know they're releasing it off the power of the Viotech Dunk and kind of that nostalgia they've been pulling with these old Dunks, and they're trying to see if they can start pulling these old, Japanese-only releases and things like that back to the forefront. And it is a good chance it will sell out, but there's also a good chance I think it's going to sit. It comes out Saturday? When's the first? Saturday or Friday? I don't know what day it is anymore. I'm guessing it's Saturday. Yeah, it comes out Saturday. And I don't know. I really like it. I would love to get a pair. But there's some other things on this list that are just kind of like just radars at me right now. I think I just kind of want to wait for. And I think I'm going to take the chance to see if these sit around, or if they don't sit, see if they retain a really low price on the resale market, because I think they will.
See, I don't think they're going to sit around. A good Bo Jackson shoe brings a lot of sneakerheads out of the woodwork. And these definitely are a good trainer. The Medicine Balls, for example, did sit around for a bit. And I still kick myself in the ass for not buying those. They were super on sale. I just don't wear that colorway a lot. So
They're hard to wear. I bought them and sold them.
oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
So I very much appreciate the shoe, but it's just, like the SC High and the Air Max 91, anything affiliated with Bow, if it's done right, it's going to move. So actually, it's funny because I say that, but there was like a bread SC trainer, Trainer SC, pardon me, the Trainer SC, and that one sat at outlets. So it can be hit or miss. Now, I'm thinking, pardon me. Yes, the Air Max 90. So there's the Viotech Air Max 90 that kind of, stuck around for a little bit, but then sold out inevitably.
But they're so cheap they're under retail on most resale platforms I look at, both the 2.0 and the OGs.
It doesn't mean that it leaves retailers fast.
No, it's at retailers for a long time, and I think it even went to some outlets. So it's just one of those that people bought them initially thinking the Viotech was going to go ahead and get them the resale value, but no one wanted the Air Max 90 model.
Yep. It's a crazy, crazy time out there. So next year I wanted to bring up, I guess it comes in a 4-pack if you want to include the Air Jordan 1. It's the Space Hippie with the S at the end, Space Hippies. There's 4 different models. If you've been paying a little bit of attention, you know that the line uses recycled, already existing parts of Nike shoes to kind of emphasize the switch to sustainability. And, we've spoken about in the past how I forget what country in Europe, but Nike's trying to go zero emission, zero waste type deal. They've legitimately been about that life. So I can feel the authenticity behind all of the Space Hippies. I love the name of it because it's a old hippie mindset with a futuristic look. So that's really fitting. And above everything else, I think this is a great next step that they should continue development on, because when Flyknit released, a lot of the focus was based off of it being, for the most part, recycled materials that made up Flyknit. And since then, it's become less and less about that. It's just more Flyknit's now an active part of the stable when it comes to Nike materials. Yeah. But the Space Hippies, every one of these models, including the Jordan 1, look different enough, especially the first 3 look extremely different, that the mismatched look to them will forever kind of beckon back to the fact that these are recycled parts of shoes. It's impossible to forget that part of the story when the shoes look the way they do. You were saying that you were looking to buy pretty much all of these, so I imagine you're into it.
Yeah, and you know what? There was a little mistake on sneakers earlier. So there's actually 01 through 04, and then the Jordan 1. 04 just showed up recently, and it is more of a chunkier sold one. But man, this is one of those things where I can't really commit to the Viotech trainer right now because I want at least one of these Space Hippies. The 01, 03, and 04 have caught my eyes completely. The Slip-On one's cool. I mean, if that's the one I got to get my hands on, it is what it is. But I was reading something earlier that these are supposed to be pretty readily available. It's not supposed to be a super limited drop. So I hope those words just kind of bring the resellers down, kind of spraying with the bottle of water, just back like we do with our cats. Hey, go away. So I need that to be a thing because since I saw that statement, I haven't seen a lot of hype around the shoe social media about what's going on with this shoe. So except for the release date, and that's just big outlets saying, oh, it's releasing. I haven't seen a lot of sneakerheads. Oh, yeah, this is coming out. Ooh. Everyone's still focused on, at this point at least, Travis Scott's Flint 13. So hopefully this can deter them enough to where it's easy to get a pair, because these look freaking fantastic. I love that. Just, it looks straight up like you got, like in certain gyms, they have like those composite rubber floors of recycled material. That's exactly what it looks like.
I mean,
it's amazing.
No, I mean, they really are kind of under the radar, but I think these will go a few steps further than the the Nike ISB
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
BSN
ISPAs or whatever. That's like I just make it up.
ISPA.
Okay.
It is ISPA.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean, like, those had the same kind of look, but I feel like the Space Hippies are just taking it one step further. I love the fact that the Jordan 1 has like the zoom construction, like the other Jordan 1 zooms that didn't really sell very well because the materials were bad. But,
I'm sorry, the gray one is actually like a $300 resale value right now. Just crazy enough. Yeah, that one's sold out, and it's like a $300 resale value. The black one still, you can probably find it in certain places in weird sizes, but the gray one has, I don't know, people attribute it to looking like the Dior colorway, but I don't know what it is. This thing is literally way over retail.
I stand corrected. But still, like, so the Zoom Jordan 1 really improved upon what we've really been asking for a long time, is this better cushioning in the Jordan 1, make it feel better to match its looks. But like the Space Hippie 1, this takes that one step further. It's like, all right, so it's more comfortable now. Let's make it more conscientious of the environment. So all 4 of them, or all 5, super dope. I'm excited to see those. So that'll be a really cool thing. Now, our next shoe here is straight up hip hop. We have the Ewing 33 high. You might have seen there's some really clean pictures out there taken by the homie Noah. And it's Ewing 33 high. It's based off of the dog food album by The Dog Pound, which was Corrupt and Daz Dillinger. And man, those normally, so I have another pair of 33 highs, and I don't like wearing them because they're bulky and they don't feel very clean looking. These are the complete opposite. I love Death Row. Anybody who listens to this knows I'm West Coast all day. So you put something California, old school hip hop on it, I'm all about that. So shoe looks crazy. Storytelling is really, really good. Look for that to drop this Friday. So that'll be today. If you're listening when this episode releases, go buy it from Ewing Athletics. But super dope shoe.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, shout out to Noah with the dude. Always makes me want to buy anything he takes pictures of. I don't wear Ewings because, let's say I stand 5'8", and that shoe's gonna be up to my knees. So it is just too big of a shoe for me. But it is a clean colorway, so anybody can pull that off. Anybody 6 foot plus, go buy it. That thing's clean. Watch Robbie crip walk through the streets in them. But yeah, man, they're. I think they're pretty solid, pretty clean for the springtime.
If the 33 high isn't your thing, I do recommend the Sport Light because I do wear those. They're infinitely more comfortable. They're like a 3/4 cut and are more wearable. So if you like what they're doing, that might be the model for you. This next shoe is the model for Nick. I would say if Nick were to be buried, he would probably be put in the casket wearing a pair of Questions. But we have 2 coming out June 1st. We have orange toe and a Carolina toe, baby blue toe, whatever you want to call it. Both with patent leather toe boxes. Super official for the summertime. The low version of the Question first released in 1999. So a couple years after the mid, but since then it's come in, I would say, 25, 50 different colorways. There was, and actually back in 1999, when the oatmeals another recent release from Reebok. There was an orange toe that was suede back in 1999. There's actually a really, really clean light blue pair. So it looks like Reebok's kind of just dipping into the vault and bringing some stuff back with a little twist on it. And actually, while I look into it, there was a pearlized blue toe, a pearlized red toe. There was a navy blue suede toe. There was a yellow suede toe. Hot damn. 1999 99 was the year. A black gray pair too. Woo. That was the year to be a Reebok fan, especially if you were riding the newly found Allen Iverson wave. But the oatmeals and then these two are just 3 really clean releases in a row.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I can't even say I'm as close of a question fan as, Mr. Nick Engvall, because I think he could build a house with the questions he's owned. But I really like the shoe. And another reason, see how we're just going down this list and they're all releasing within like a 14-day span of each other. Both these sneakers are super clean and they're going to sell out because for some reason every question's been selling out lately. They will restock. And I know a couple of local joints here that'll get them that, people around here don't typically buy Reeboks in our Houston local market, but for some reason when they release on Finish Line first and Reebok first, they are out of here in a blink of an eye. So I'm going to expect these to do the same, but I will have my eye open at this shop. I just can't decide if I want the blue ones or the orange ones because I need to just pick one.
I need to just give Nick one more shout out on this topic because when I was researching early question lows, I found a pair of 2002 reflective silver pairs, and in the image, he's actually credited as the ankle model. So, Nick, I know you have silver somewhere. You would not have let those go, but I feel like the low top, like a lot of low tops in the world, are just more wearable than the mids. The mids obviously have the nostalgia, like the storytelling more so behind them than the low tops. But damn, if you're just trying to get right for the summer, low top pair is really, really not a bad call if you're looking for some questions. If you have the answer but you don't have the question. I mean,
good. I like the transition there. Oh man, I think the answer to those are supposed to be coming out soon too. So we're just gonna fill up my closet with more freaking Reeboks that bring me back to my childhood.
There's going to be a lot of shoes that do that, and it's all for a damn reason, and it's to open up your pockets, and we will happily oblige.
They got me. That's like it's just with a sad face and an open wallet. I say you got me.
Right.
But, go ahead.
Oh, please go ahead.
No, so I would say since we're on the Reebok train right now, did you know that the Kamikaze 2 and the OG colorway is going to release on the 19th?
I did not. So I worked at Foot Locker when literally the Rain Man Kamikaze came out. It had like rain drips on it. It was Seattle Seattle Supersonics colors. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw it the other day when I was kind of scrolling to find another pair of them. But
the raindrop. And then they also released this like the normal Supersonic Sean Kemp pair. And that shoe, man, I mean, I personally can't rock it. It's definitely not my look. I've never owned a pair, so I can't say that definitively. But I've held them in my hand. Like I've had people be like, "Can I see that in a 9.5?" I bring it back. I'm going back to the stock room and I look at it for a minute and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like the Sean Kemp thing, I don't get it. It's never resonated with me. Allen Iverson, I can understand that all day. John Wall even, he was so hyped and I like John Wall more than Sean Kemp as a player. So like, I can see that. But the Sean Kemp thing, I feel like he was such a flash in the pan that the hype behind his shoes really isn't warranted.
I mean, I just think the shoe itself is just a dope looking design. I mean, I don't know. It's something about it is just very eye catching. I don't know. It's just like the lines they use, but whatever it is a very eye catching sneaker.
So here's an analogy. Sean Kemp as to Reebok is to Nomo and Nike baseball. Like the Air Max Nomos, like those were hot when he was hot, but now, I mean, they come back every now and again. I want to say that shoe hasn't retroed in like 8 years either, but like, it'll come back every now and again and people are like, oh, this is cool. But it's just, if you weren't there, I guess you don't get it.
I was gonna make a bad joke, but I was saying, well, it ain't hot no mo.
Right. Oh man, that's not a bad joke. There's dads all over the world, yourself included, that are like, dad joke, golf clap.
Well, thank you. I'll be here till Friday.
And then you die. No, I'm kidding. He'll be here after Friday. So speaking of after Friday, or next Friday, just kidding, doesn't come out next Friday. But the last shoe we want to touch on here is the first one I mentioned, the Flint 13. Will you be purchasing the Flint 13?
I think I'm going to try. I just got really upset when I opened up. I think it was like Hibbett Sports and like Flint 13, and they have like all like the stuff associated with it. Dallas Cowboy jersey. And now I can get the meme out of my head of the Dallas Cowboy fan uniform. And I'm like, ugh. But I'm still going to try probably.
It really is a part of the official uniform. All you do is the Dez Bryant jersey and throw the X up, you're official. I mean, Ian Stonebrook wrote a really, really good story for air.jordan.com. Go check that out. And he breaks out like kind of what the 13 meant for like the future of Jordan brand. I'm not going to go too much into detail. Go read it. It's really good. But the 13 was one of the shoes he didn't wear on court, while it was one of the shoes that released while he was still playing. And that doesn't make a difference to me at all. For me, it's just my, regurgitated fact that I don't like 13s on my feet. They look great. They're super cool. Just on my flat pancake ass feet, it doesn't work. So I'm not going to be buying them personally. If the heavens below want to send me a pair, I'll take them. But I'm not going to be looking to buy them. I already got the DMP 6s, which I thought I would sell a year from now. But in hand, they're pretty nice. I'm quite impressed. So those might stick around. But that pretty much fulfilled my Jordan quota for the month.
You did pretty good because I guess you actually did break your resolution. You weren't going to buy any Jordans until the Fire Red came out. But, I mean, did you buy the Fire Reds or you just jumped right onto the 6s? I
did not. It's funny. The morning I bought the 6s, like 45 minutes earlier, I struck out trying to buy the Fire Reds. I wanted those more than the 6s. Yeah. So here's my bet to myself. If I can get a pair of Fire Reds at retail, I will return the DMPs because I can't have both for personal reasons. I don't want to have both, but I like the Fire Reds more. I just haven't been able to get them. That's
fair. I think I would probably be in the same boat. I always wanted the DMP 6s, but at the same time, I'm like, if I can get the Fire Red 5s, I think 5s are hard to wear. I think it's just a better shoe all around, in my opinion.
I say that, but the second I saw the DMP 6s in hand, I'm like, bro, all you wear are black blue jeans, because I don't like wearing blue jeans, like denim blue jeans.
Yeah.
Black. So it's like you already wear a shit ton of black pants. You have a million hoodies. This is just screaming Robbie in the fall. DMP 6, black jeans, Kith hoodie.
See, that's the thing. You're in a perfect location for that shoe. I live in old humid behind Houston, Texas, where I put that shoe on, my foot's going to sweat immediately. Like, I have to put them away until Thanksgiving, basically. Because they're just the materials are just too hot to wear in the summertime around here.
See, well, for me, you have to time it with the rain. So there's a very, you have to be really good at checking weather.com before you hit the streets. But on a shoe like that, I do take the time to hit it with like water repellent. because you're playing yourself if you think your shoes aren't ever going to get rained on in Portland. So hit it with a quick base layer. I won't say the name of the brand because I absolutely hate their commercials. I don't like what they stand for, but they really do have really good water repellent. So I'm not even going to market them. But use sneaker sealant. It's pretty good stuff.
Oh, yeah. I did it for my Black Metallic 5s the other day. I cleaned them up, and they look freaking brand new right now. I'm like, man, I'm going to leave them in a box for a minute. I don't want them to touch the streets.
Here's my next level tip on that. I bought a suede sponge. So it's like it's not a brush. It's like literally it's a sponge, but it's made for suede to get shit off of it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go reach out to your local cobbler and go get a suede sponge. But on that, stay inside, stay safe. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. I'm Robbie. You can find me at Sneaker History on all major platforms. But Mike, where can they find you in your steadily growing YouTube audience?
I'm trying to be everywhere right now. So you can find me at Mike Guillory on YouTube. And of course, you can find me at Sneaker History. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. And yeah, I'm everywhere. Just find me, talk to us. We love it. We love you guys. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, pour one out for Nick's immunity. He's been sick, so hope he feels better. And thanks for listening. Have a good day. Take it easy.
See ya.
What up, y'all? This is Nick again. First, I wanted to thank you for listening to the Sneaker History Podcast. It really means a lot that you would spend a part of your day rocking with us. Before you take off, I wanted to ask a few favors. If you're looking for more content from the Sneaker History crew, head over to patreon.com/sneakerhistory. Our Patreon members get access to exclusive episodes of the podcast, our latest merch, giveaways, and much more. You can become a member for as little as $5 a month, and it really goes a long way supporting the crew. Next, make sure you're signed up for our email newsletter. We share updates about the footwear business, some of our favorite finds and deals, and other sneaker-related news a couple times per week. I like to think of it as a one-stop shop for the sneaker game, or at least a work-in-progress one-stop shop for the sneaker game, if you know what I mean. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. Whether online or in person, social distancing in effect, of course, it helps make the sneaker community a better place, and you never know what conversation and opportunity might come from it. As always, we appreciate you, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.